Hey guys, it is Janelle and my chalk habit. I am a little earlier than I usually am today. I am working on a little project. I think it's going to take a little bit longer. I usually try to stay with 30 minutes. I don't know, it might be 30 minutes. I've got everything set up, and the only thing that I'm concerned about is I'm actually working on a different surface than I've ever worked on today. My mother-in-law lived with us for a little while, and she liked to think of herself as a painter. So when she came, she brought a stash of painter's canvases, and when she left, we ended up with the painter's canvases. So I looked through what was down there and found a canvas that met my needs, and I have pre-painted on it a little bit. Just did a quick wash of Couture teal just to give it a little bit of color in the background. And then I'm going to do another project from that Bees Knees collection. So this is going to be another bee piece. I'm excited about it. But what I was trying to say was what might be time consuming about this is that I think I'm going to need to dry that canvas between pieces. So it's going to be loud if you don't like the sound of the hairdryer in the live. You might want to tune out a little bit for that and then come back and rejoin. Just fair warning, that sound is not for everybody, including me. I'm not a fan of it when I'm listening to other people's lives, but it is what it is. You gotta dry it before you move on to the next step, or you'll make a mess. So I'm working with Home is Where Your Honey is the name of the transfer, and it has several pieces. It has some pieces that I've used before. So what I'm going to try and do here is center my Home is Where, and the other piece says Your Honey Is. But instead of chalking the honey, I'm going to take that out and I'm going to put in the little jar of honey. So I might move this down just a little bit, and then we'll see about how I feel about this once I get there. If I want to lean it up against the jar, or if I want to, well, it's got, you know what? That would be a really cute exclamation point, maybe. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to lean it against the edge of the canvas, or maybe against the S. We'll figure that out when we get there. But I'm liking that idea. Okay, so, but I also want to use this cool honeycomb and to give a few little splotches of that in here. And I want to make sure that I leave room for some fancy stuff like a burlap ribbon or something up in the top. So thinking about kind of that rule of thirds, just like with photography, kind of thinking about leaving a little less than a third in space up at the top. Go up like that. So that when I do put a ribbon on there, it's not hanging down over my wording. Okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of honeycomb pieces on here. And I think my bow will probably be up in this corner. I don't know, it's a right hand, left hand thing. It just feels right over there. So I'm going to make sure I have a honeycomb going up in this corner. And you'll notice that I have not fuzzed these pieces when I'm using them today because canvas is kind of like fabric, and you really want it to adhere well. You want to make sure that all your bubbles are out, but like fabric, it just needs that extra stickiness just to make sure that you don't get bleeding with your paste. I'm going to go here in the center, and I don't need to clean this just yet. I can do one more before I clean it, and actually don't think I'm going to clean it. I'm just going to switch to a smaller chunk, different transfer. Oop, I got excited and I didn't make sure it was all the way flat. But I don't think there's anything over in that corner, so I'm probably okay. Slow down. I'm going to slide that down just again. Notice that I didn't quite get this over here. That'll work. I feel like this is going to be really rustic looking because of the canvas. The canvas has got a little bit of a rough texture to it, so it's going to lend itself to that, even more to that rustic, antique-y look. But I'm really happy with that color. I think that's really pretty. Okay, I'm going to grab my other piece of honeycomb that looks similar, it's just smaller. Run that down in this corner. As I finish with a transfer, I'm just kind of stepping over to the side and putting it in a water bath that keeps the ink from drying on the transfer. You get your ink set into that silk screen that's in there. That silk screen is what allows it to have all that wonderful detail. Can you see the blue that's in the middle of that honeycomb, giving it that rustic look down on the canvas? You don't get that with a regular stencil. That's what makes these Chalk Couture transfers just wonderful. detailed. Almost got in a hurry again. Need to slow down just a little. What I'm learning as I go, as I do more of these projects, is that it's okay to apply heavy. I think I'm just gonna stick one up here too. Apply heavy with the chalk paint and then just scrape the extra off. Especially, did it again. Especially for me in this super dry house. My pastes dry really fast, which is great, except that you don't want it to dry before you peel up your transfer, because if it does, it will pull up your paint along with your transfer. I really like how this this color is iced coffee. It was a color that was an en vogue color, which is what they call their seasonal colors. It's actually not available anymore, but I feel like an almond color would look similar. Or a mixture of almond and bark. Bark is like a darker brown, and then almond is kind of creamy, maybe a little bit lighter than this. The dab of that bark in the almond would probably get you a similar tone to this one. Okay, I'm gonna have my first go with the dryer here. Sorry for the noise. cool just a minute. I think I'll be ready for my first set of words, which I'm going to do in black. Make them nice and bold on that canvas. I thought about using Blue Jay, which is a really nice blue. Then I have black. But I feel like adding blue in is just gonna, I don't know, just gonna muddy the waters here a little bit. But the black is gonna look more professional, I guess, more like a sign that you might find in the store. And my black jar just dropped a bunch of dry paint on top of that. You'll notice I've got some classic Nancy Drew underneath my frame. Was looking for something hard, something solid to put underneath this so that when I press the transfer down, there's a little firmness underneath. And those ended up being the perfect height. Best use of the classics. Just kidding. And this is going to go right over top of that honeycomb. Eyeballing that before I press it down real good, especially on top of the other paint. This font is a little crooked to start with, so it's throwing me off. Like this goes up naturally, I think. Maybe. Trying to set that literally right on the edge so that I can see. So if this is my lowest point, I feel like there's a similar amount of space underneath both of the E's. Maybe this side could come down just a tiny bit. No, other way. I think it was better where I started. Okay. We're going with that for better or worse. Press that down, check for bubbles. Set that aside. Hey Heather, hey Angie. Thanks for popping in. Someday, y'all, I'm going to set a schedule of when I'm going to do this, but you know, life right now a little unpredictable. And sometimes you just gotta go with the flow. Felt like doing it now while I had pretty natural light coming in my window instead of at 8 o'clock with the fluorescents. So this is my happy time of day. It's like the perfect lighting in this room. Oops. I just dropped my little stick into my water bucket and I'm not really done with it yet. Okay. Peel that up, give it just a second. Drop it back. That way I don't have to worry about it drying because I'm slow. Go on to my next word. I hear crackling like there's a bubble in there. Let me get a little more of that. I hope not. I'm hoping it's just because I'm on top of that other color. Yes, it looks so good. You guys, I'm so excited about this. Never done on canvas before, and this is just turning out amazing so far. Knock on wood. I really like Chalk Couture's chalkboards. They're traditional black chalkboards and light colored paints. You know, the pastel colors just turns out really pretty. But the more I play with different surfaces, the more I'm really digging vibrant colors, and I'm just impressed with how things turn out. Even better than I anticipate. That's so cool. Okay, I'm going to go drop this in some water. And I'm going to stick this little black lid on for just a minute while I want to run the dryer. Again, sorry for the noise. Actually not going to worry about that too much because I don't think this is going to overlap with that. I think I'm going to move it down far enough that it won't be a problem. Make sure if you're watching and you have a question that you ask. I am able to see comments, so if I see something float in there, happy to try and answer your question. Even though I'm having so much fun, it's easy to forget that anybody's watching. I feel like I need to think about this for just a second because I'm going to line this up. I love when I have an uncut edge that I know is smooth, like I didn't use my scissors on it, because then I know it's legit straight. Like I could line up this edge with the edge of the canvas if I wanted to. But it's easier to see straight with this edge. I don't know, what I'm thinking about is, do I just ink your and then come in and put the is once I'm done with the honey jar? I think that's probably where the smart money is, because then I don't have to worry about spacing or trying to squeeze things in. I can put it where I want it to be. So I think we're going with that. Got really excited with the paste that time. Pull some of that extra off. I forgot to move my book down, but I think it's just up under there. Nope. Oh. Hopefully I haven't ruined it. Okay, we got a little honeycomb bleed through going on where the black pulled up, but I can fix that later. Don't think I'm going to worry about that just now. It's all good. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's all good. Okay. Let me scrub this off really quick. Okie dokie. Setting that aside for the moment. And moving on to our honey jar. Can't decide if, nope, I'm going to move it down so there's no overlap with that honeycomb. Then I don't have to worry about it overlapping anything. Probably should have done this down where I expected this to end. That's okay. Live and learn. This is going to be a blend, like I did the last time, a blend of the Bumblebee Honey Yellow. Make sure I got a book under there. I see the frame starts like way up here, but there's a little gap. Like the frame is not straight wood, it's got a little bit of a curve in it. You know what? That might be a good reason to move it up just a little bit. Will be fine. I'm actually planning to use this same honeycomb color on the top of the jar. Maybe not. Maybe I'll use black. I'm going to peel just that much up. I'm going to come back with my honey. Got to get the honey in there. Dun, dun, dun. Love this more and more with everything I add to it. Just so cute. Just really is the bee's knees. And go back and get that other part of that phrase. But my transfer is still a little bit damp because I wanted to make sure I got the ink out of the your out of this green part. So I need to make sure that's dry so it doesn't cause me grief before I put it back on. I'm just kind of using that as a lineup to know I'm in the ballpark with my is as far as being the same height. Got a little excitable with my paste again, but that's okay. Scrape it off, put it in the jar. So I'm wondering if I can, if this is dry enough for me to go back and kind of touch that up. We're going to find out. Boom. How about that? Fixed. And I am a happy camper. Okay, I'm going to go stick this in some water. I'll be right back. Almost there, and I haven't messed anything up completely. It looks so cute so far. Just a tiny bit to go. Whoops. And there goes my ruler. Okay. The last video, I went to start the video and I was stirring some paste and dumped paste on my Chalk Couture sign and had to clean it up. So I'm pretty happy with this. I haven't made any huge mistakes that can't be fixed, so good with that. I'm a messy crafter, so anytime I can finish a project without anything weird going on makes my day. So I don't think I'm going to lean this up against anything. I think I'm just going to let it be exclamation point looking, and because it's got like this little honey drop going on down here, I don't want to turn this and I don't know. I think I'm just liking it so that it looks like it's pooled. The honey is pooled right there. Figure out what I did with my application tool for that iced coffee. And I'm going to do the same kind of thing here that I did over here. Just bring my stick color down part of the way. I think I might go down to here, you know, just past that, and then do the rest in the honey yellow. Just kind of blend it in. Cute, cute, cute. You know what else it's missing? We're missing some bumblebees. So we'll need to take care of that. My bumblebees are actually part of a different transfer set. Isn't that funny? You've got 3 sets that go with the Bee's Knees collection, but this one set is missing any bumblebees. It's the only one that doesn't have a bumblebee as part of the set. And I gotta keep those little backers all together. They are not marked. I think I need one right in here by that honey. Dun, dun, dun. Okie dokie, y'all. I think that's all I'm going to do in chalk on this, but let me put a couple of things away, grab some ribbon, and see if we can fancy this up. I think the chalk work on this turned out really cute. I would hang this up just as it is, but of course you got to add a little bling, a little frou-frou to it, and spice it up just a tiny bit. Okay, so hang tight. Also need to get some lids on some paste so it doesn't dry out. While I'm doing that, let me tell you about 3 different ways if this just appeals to you, if you're interested in trying Chalk Couture. There are a couple of different ways you can get involved. You can go online, and if you're just digging the bee's knees, all of the bee stuff that I've done this week and last week, you can find that at chalkcouture.com. And if you do /mychalkhabit, that'll take you to my page. And you would be looking for Home is Where Your Honey Is and Sweeter Than Honey. Those are the 2 transfers I've used this week. Another way you can try Chalk Couture is by picking up a Try Me kit. A Try Me kit is a new product that they have come up with. It's a size transfer, which is a 5x7 transfer, along with a surface. So you get a board and a base, or a palette, or a box frame, some surface to do your work on. And it comes with 2 chalk paste single packs and a squeegee, an application tool. So in that Try Me kit is everything that you would need to try Chalk Couture for the first time. Sorry about that pause. And if you did that, if you buy a Try Me kit from my website and I get a notification that you've purchased one, I'm going to offer you a Zoom classroom session to kind of lead you through that process. The other way you can enjoy Chalk Couture is through Club Couture, which is a monthly subscription that is basically $20, covers your shipping. You get a transfer every month and 3 chalk paste colors. So you have a little package of happy coming to your door every month. I think so. Club Couture. If you're interested in any of that and you have questions for me, just drop a comment. Club for Club Couture. Try Me for Try Me Kit, If you have any questions about finding anything on the online catalog, just let me know. Okay, I'm ready to work with some ribbon, and I'm just kind of feeling like this ribbon might be too big. So I'm not sure I care for that, so I'm going to try something else. Trying to stick with that rustic look here. Got some jute. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. I just got this new camera stand, and it's up high. It's not really in my way, but I'm still getting used to it. And who knows how I'll sound because I'm standing right next to it instead of having a camera out in front of me. So I apologize if sounds like I'm yelling or anything strange. New setup today. I want this to be enough to wrap around the back. There we go. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to take some yellow ribbon here, see if I can fussy a little bow out of it and then tie it into that jute. Oop, I lost my loop. I had my ribbon all looped and it just slid right through my fingers. Little stinker. I'm trying to make sure I have happen is that I've got a tail on both sides of my loop that I can pull out. There, I think I got it now. I must say, I really feel like bows are not really my my gift, but I'm learning. Okay. This might actually need a little hot glue or something to get it to stay where I want it. I'm going to trim these up a little bit so that they'll tuck. Kind of tuck in there. Kind of like this crossed over. Let's see if I can get it to do that there. That's going to make me a little bit crazy because it doesn't want to stay. I'll have to work on that. Anyhow, oh, there we go. That's not so bad. I wonder. Well, I'll work on that, but maybe I'll even come back to this. I have some other ribbon ordered. I ordered from Joann's, and it is taking forever. Like Sandlot forever to come. It's like the absolute worst. And I know I should expect it, times being as they are. However, just impatient. I just want it to be here. What if, because I just can't let it go, what if I took this of course it needs a little glue or something, but that makes it stick up. I don't know if I like that. Y'all, if you're still watching and you want to give me some feedback, I would love it. I would love to know. What do you think? Burlap bow in there or not? Give me some hearts or something. Burlap bow. Probably even give it some tails, little burlap tails to hang down there. No burlap bow. Okay, y'all are making me work my creativity too hard. I think I like the burlap bow myself. I might slide that in there and just not attach it and see. See how it goes if I keep on loving it, or if I keep on loving it, or if I want to pull it out. Fluff that up a little bit. It would be better if I untie this, tie it all together so it can lay flat. That's really what it needs to do. And that's what it needs. Because that needs to stay flat right up against the board. Okay, glad I have a lot of jute, because if I don't get something quite right the first time, it's no big deal. Just fix it. Just fix it. Move on. Slip piece out here. Trying to go by that, what we tell our kids at school, like, don't stop until you're proud of it. So I'm trying to get this bow right, even though I'd love to quit. I'd love to just call it good. It's killing me. And there goes my dog going nuts. So I think it's because Daddy's home. to call this little guy good, and I'm going to tuck in. I've got this little bee charm. I had him on my other project. I'm just going to temporarily hook him in here because I think he's stinking cute. Hang on. Hang on, y'all. I'm going to close my door so my husband doesn't tromp in. Really quick. Almost done. If you've gotten this far with me, thank you so much. I hope that you have enjoyed. Nope, that's going to have to go up here on this one. Hope that you've enjoyed it. As much as I've enjoyed making it. I'm going to have to get a whole pack of those charms because they're stinking cute for this project. Perfect for the Bee's Knees collection. Okay, y'all, I'm going to call it good. So here we go. We've got our home is where your honey is. I don't know if I can pull my camera back anymore. There we go. Pretty close to seeing the whole thing there. All right. Don't forget to check out my pictures on Instagram at Janelle Rawson and YouTube. Any video that I do here on Facebook will go over to YouTube, so you can catch it over there at Janelle Rawson and My Chalk Habit. And that's about it. If you have any questions, let me know. Hope you have a great evening. Be safe. Be well. I'll see you later.